Welcome to the channel and welcome back to another video. On this quick video, I want to talk to you guys about the millionaire habits that changed my life. I went from having nothing, negative $30,000 net loss to my name, that was my net worth 20 years ago, to having nearly a seven-figure net worth today. I'm going to give you 6 things that hopefully can inspire you, encourage you, and motivate you to say, hey, if he did it, I can do it. So let's jump right into it. So the first millionaire habit that changed my life was simply the fact of information. Getting more and more information. Reading, and reading. So reading was incredibly huge for me. I began to soak up information when I started buying rental property. I began to soak up as much information as possible about building wealth. When I first learned about compound interest in 1995, 96, I began to soak up information about that. I began reading books. I began taking information in so that I could learn what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to have real estate and have money down the road, whether it was biographies that were giving me inspiration and motivation, or if it was just learning about the stock market or learning about real estate. I wanted to learn as much information as possible. Now that habit right there is a habit that you see consistently amongst millionaires. Attending the seminars, going to the conferences, right? Doing your research on YouTube, going to the workshops, spending money and time and energy getting information. That's a very important part of building wealth. It's not just being satisfied with the status quo, how it is, and not learning any more information. You need to be a lifelong learner. Most millionaires are lifelong learners. Many studies have shown, and I say many studies, Ramsey Solutions did a study, Fidelity did a study, lots of other places have done studies, and the consistent thing that you find when you do your research about this particular topic is that every study comes out about the same. About 20% of Americans who are millionaires today inherited their wealth. What that says to me is that 80% of the millionaires out there in America didn't inherit anything. That's about 4 out of 5. If 80% of the people who are millionaires today did not inherit anything, what's that tell me, guys? That says that we have a chance. If you're out there and you want to become a millionaire at some point in your life, then you can reach that millionaire status if you follow a few certain proven principles that millionaires have done, some proven habits. And I know you're saying, hey, $1 million today is only going to be $600,000 in 20 years because of inflation. And you're right. Well, who wouldn't want to have an extra $600,000 laying around, right? If that's the case. The other side of that coin is if $1 million today is only $600,000 in about 20 years, then that means don't strive for just $1 million. Go ahead and get $1.6 million, $1.6 million, so that in 20 years you could have the equivalent of $1 million today down the road. But whatever you decide to do, the point is this: it's doable. If 4 out of 5 millionaires didn't inherit nothing, then that means if you didn't inherit anything, you can do it too. It's possible for you. Now, number 2, the second millionaire habit that changed my life was when I began to create and produce more and consume much less. Now, when you're a consumer and you're constantly consuming and consuming, the more you consume, the less time and energy you have to actually build and create and produce anything on your own. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to be in the habit of figuring out how you can create stuff, how you can produce stuff, and how you can build something. Because if you think about it, the most common trait of millionaires in America today is being a business owner. And that person had to build and create that business and sell a product or sell a service, right? But you have to create something. You cannot consume your way to wealth. You have to build, create, and produce your way to some form of wealth. I mean, right now you're watching this video, you're consuming the video. You're consuming something that I created. In 2000, I created rental property. In 2013, I built an eBay business that did 6 figures worth of revenue. I built the eBay business. I created it, right? I started it and produced something of value. And this is what you got to remember. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to create things of value that are going to serve and help other people, be it products, be it services, whatever it is. Everything you watch or consume was created by somebody. Whether it was an individual, a company, a group, whatever it was, you're consuming something that somebody else created. What I'm telling you is, in order to be a millionaire, you need to be on the other side of that, creating, building, and producing. Guys, if you're getting any value at all out of this content, do me a favor, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a comment below and tell me about a millionaire habit that maybe has changed your life. Now, the third millionaire habit that changed my life was the management of money, being a good steward over my financial affairs. In other words, being intentional about budgeting, about looking at my net worth and trying to grow the net worth. Doing things intentional when it came to managing what I already had. Even back when I only made $20,000 or $30,000 a year, I was still managing that money like it was $200,000 a year or $300,000 a year. I was managing the little bit that I had like it was a lot. Most millionaires, they spend a considerable amount of time managing their money, budgeting their money on a monthly or bi-weekly basis. They know what comes in and they know exactly what goes out, and they consistently manage their money with intention. So for you, you've got to take inventory of what you have. You have to be consistent with a budget on a regular basis, and you have to be intentional when it comes time to manage your money. Now, the fourth habit that millionaires have is they have a solid network of people who are going in the same direction that they want to go or that they're going. They have a good solid group or team of people around them, whether it's an attorney, a financial planner, a CPA. They have people around them that are helping them. It's hard to build wealth in a silo. It's hard to become a millionaire only relying on you and only working by yourself. It's difficult. You know, success is a team sport. And financially, that's also true. Now, the fifth millionaire habit that changed my life was delaying gratification, not trying to keep up with the Joneses, not trying to do what everybody else was doing or have what everybody else had, right? It was about being patient, right? And not having a knee-jerk reaction every time a want came up, something that I wanted. Being able to say, okay, let me not get that right now using that credit card or on credit. Let me hold off on that and let me wait and be patient and then figure out if I really, really need it. Again, you have to be intentional here. You have to be willing to tell yourself, no, not a good purchase, right? You got to be able to say no to yourself and delay that gratification if you want to become a millionaire. It's something that I had to learn to do, because when I first started this journey about 20 some odd years ago, I was just used to, if I have the money, I go out and buy it, right? That's not really a good policy or a good practice if you're trying to build wealth. Now, the sixth thing was simply this, guys. I learned to avoid debt and at the same time, invest that money. All of these are important, but this one especially. Avoid debt, especially on depreciating assets, assets that are going down in value, and using that money to actually invest in something that's going up in value, an appreciating asset. Around 2011 or so, over 11 or 12, 13 years ago, I bought my last depreciating asset when I bought a vehicle. I bought a truck, and it was a 2 or 3 year old used truck, and it was a Toyota Tundra. I bought that truck, and that was it. Once I bought that truck and I said, you know what? I need to make some changes here. I never bought another depreciating asset since then. The assets I have are typically real estate, and they typically are going up in value. You don't necessarily become a millionaire by getting yourself in the wrong type of debt, right? The debt that's on consumer stuff, credit cards, student loans, automobiles. Those are things that are going down in value. Don't necessarily have the ROI, the return on investment that you like, unless you're going to college to have a high-paying career and you're not spending very much money to get that. Otherwise, those things are going down in value, and they're going to hurt you, because every time you have consumer debt that goes down in value, that's money that you could and should be investing in something that's going up in value. Because think about it, you're in the game long term if you're trying to build wealth and become a millionaire. You don't necessarily want it to be extra quick. You want to take your time, and in the long run, that $100,000 piece of asset that's going up in value and appreciating, in 20 years, it's going to be worth $300,000. Now get yourself about 5 assets that are going up in value and they're worth $100,000 today. And that's $500,000, 5 assets at $100,000 each. Now, in about 15 years, each one of those assets doubles in value. Well, that means now you have $1 million worth of assets in 15 years because you bought 5 appreciating assets worth $100,000 that may double in 15 years. So that's the whole science behind becoming a millionaire. It's having these certain habits and then being patient, being consistent, and being intentional with what you're doing. So those are 6 millionaire habits that changed my life. And I hope this video gives you guys some type of inspiration to say, look, if he did it and he can do it, I can do it as well, or you can do it as well. Now guys, I gave you 6 quick things here: reading and taking in more information, creating and building and producing something, budgeting on a regular, consistent basis and managing your money properly, building a network of people who are going the same place you're going and can support and encourage your growth, delaying gratification, being patient and telling yourself no, and finally, avoiding debt and using that money to invest now for your future. Now imagine if starting today, you did these 6 things that I laid out here, then you spent more time and energy doing them than you watch TV, or more time and energy doing those than you actually spent on social media. Just imagine the impact that would have on your financial life. It could be huge for you. It could put your money in a whole nother stratosphere in 5 or 10 or 15 years. It could make a huge difference from where you are today with your money and where you are 10 years from now with your money. So do me a favor, guys, if you got anything at all of value out of this quick video, smash the like button, become a subscriber if you're not already a subscriber, and also drop a comment. What are some other millionaire habits that are out there that maybe changed your life and made an impact on you? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, I also offer one-on-one financial mentoring and coaching. I do free 15-minute phone calls for anybody just to see if I'm a good fit for you. The best person to take care of the old you is the young you. Take care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.